Welcome to Unmasked, the podcast where I unmask your favorite content creators. Brought to you by your favorite mask content creator. I'm Averioli, and today we're here with the one and only Hannah Kate. Hannah blew up on TikTok roughly 7 months ago for their dance chain, where they dance every single day until Ronvu himself duets it.
You know, seven month dance chain. I think as of right now, it is day 240.
Wow.
It's a lot of days.
Mm-hmm.
That song haunts my dreams.
Oh, I bet.
It comes on the radio sometimes. It's like a moment of fear, pure terror.
I kind of love that.
My friends will play it in the hallways.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
No, for real. Or they'll do the dance just to kind of poke fun
that's
at
so
it.
funny. Wait, I love
It's
that.
hilarious.
So, what inspired you to start this dance chain?
I get that question so much,
Mm-hmm.
right? People always are like, "Oh, what inspired you to start?" It really just came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
One day, I can't remember, but someone popped up on my For You page doing a chain for someone, or someone had duetted someone else's chain, and it wasn't even related to the Dream SMP or Minecraft YouTubers or anything, but it was just someone doing this chain, and I was like, "Ha, that's funny." And then later in the day, I was like, "I should do one of those, but for Rambu." And so then I just I did it, and that was really it.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought about it. I took a lot of thought into who I was gonna do.
Yeah. What was the thought process behind it?
Well, I was like, all right, let's think of my favorites,
Mm-hmm.
And Rambu, of course, is one of my favorites. But then there's also Tubbo and Tommy and all of them. I was like, who is the most active on TikTok?
Ah.
I was like, oh well, Rambu started on TikTok, so surely he's on here a lot. Tubbo has posted 2 videos,
Mm-hmm.
and Tommy at that point wasn't very active on TikTok.
Yeah.
And then I was like, who's the most likely to dance? And it was definitely Rambu because he's done a dance before.
Yes, the infamous Chica dance.
The infamous Chica dance. I was like, if he's done that one, surely
Yeah.
my little dance won't be that big of a hassle.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Apparently it is.
Yeah, apparently so. What, 200 days later? Yes, 240 days later. Here we are. Do you think he will eventually duet it?
I have hope that he will.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trusting when he says that he will, because he said so many times
Oh, for
I'll
sure.
do it, or I have a day in mind. He's said all that, so I'm keeping my hopes up.
Watch it be
But
day 420 or something.
that is one of the most common comments I get is it's gonna be day 420. It wasn't day 69, and it wasn't day 100 or 200, and it also wasn't on his birthday. So therefore, it's the 1 year mark or 420.
It's gotta be 420.
It's gotta be 420.
Yes.
Now that's a long way after the 1 year mark, but I don't intend on stopping.
Yeah. You just gotta prove the persistence and determination.
I have to.
At this point,
the determination.
Yes, everyone. I think the Twitter will blow up the day he duets it.
Oh my gosh.
You will be trending.
For sure. I'm just waiting for my moment.
Honestly.
I'm just waiting for my moment. Yeah, I don't think I could bring myself to stop at this point if I even tried.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a habit. I can't bring myself to end the day without filming that and posting it. And that's something else people are surprised about. I film it every day. The one that I post is the one that I filmed on that day. I don't have a backlog of a bunch of videos saved up. I just film it that day.
Oh, that's awesome. So yes, you've obviously been recognized by Ronvu. What was that like? The first time?
Okay, so the first time it was it's kind of funny.
Mm-hmm.
Someone else made a donation on one of his streams about a chain that they were doing, and it wasn't even related to mine because this was day 4 or something.
Yeah.
And that's when he said the initial whenever people do chains, I purposely don't do them to see how long they last. And I made a video about that, kind of responding to that, to what he said, and I was like, I'll show you determination and all of that, just kind of saying I don't intend on stopping.
Yeah.
And so I posted that, and then I went to bed. And I woke up the next morning to my notifications completely blowing up. I opened TikTok and it was insane. I saw all these different notifications and I was like, oh gosh, like what happened?
Mm-hmm.
And so I went to the like notifications tab and all I saw were people responding to his comment on my video.
Wow.
And I clicked on it and I was like, this is not real. Like
Mm-hmm.
there's no way that this actually just happened. And that was the one where the kind of the challenge part of it kind of
Mm-hmm.
started because I was saying like I'm gonna keep going and he responded with simply let's see it. So
Oh,
I mean, at
that's
that point, I
awesome.
couldn't stop. That
Oh
was
yeah,
it.
for
That's what
sure.
set it for me. Like, that is what set it for me. So that was the first time he commented on a video.
Mm-hmm.
Then there were the donations. The first time he talked about it on stream was a very surreal experience.
Mm-hmm.
Because the way he talks about it on stream, he kind of like, you could tell that like he keeps up with it.
Yeah.
Like he knows. He like knew what day it was. Like on day 69 when someone like donated and was like, "Yo, it's day 69." He said, "I know."
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Like he already knew.
Mm-hmm.
And that was crazy. And then just like every time it's just kind of been it's hard to explain. It's like the more like times he kind of like talks about it and mentions it,
Mm-hmm.
like I still like kind of freak out a little bit.
Yeah.
Not like freak out, but it's a little like surreal. It's
Surreal.
like, oh,
Yeah.
like he's talking about me.
Mm-hmm.
Like little old me, he's talking about me right now. But
Yeah.
like at this point, like whenever he will like talk about it on stream or someone will bring it up, I'll be like, oh, here we go again. Like now we're back to this argument. Like Harry's making a joke about it again. Yada yada.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's
But that's
awesome.
that's always the weirdest thing.
Yeah. Just
Uh,
like hearing it on stream.
Yeah, and not even just like hearing it on stream. The most like recent time that he talked about it, it was on like one of his Discord stages, and
Mm-hmm.
someone simply said, "When are you gonna duet that person on TikTok?" And he like
He just
knew.
knew. Oh,
He
that's
knew who they were
insane.
talking about. And
Mm-hmm.
then I donated on one of his alt streams saying like after he had made a joke about making me wait till like day 3000.
Mm-hmm.
So I donated saying like, "Oh, please don't make me wait until day 3000." And that's when that little clip that I posted, the ha 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 dance. That's where that
Yes,
came
that
from.
clip.
And then he like addressed chat and was like, "That's the person doing the dance chain." So
Oh,
it's
that's
funny.
crazy.
And I was like, "So now he knows my name?"
Wow,
So that
that's.
was it's always surreal.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I can imagine. I'm assuming from the clip of you responding, that was like the TikTok that like kickstarted it.
Yeah,
Um,
that's when I think like it brought all the attention to it.
mhm.
'Cause like at for day one and like the first days leading up to that video, people were, they were seeing it, but I was getting a lot of oh, he's never gonna do it. Why are you doing this? Like this is dumb.
Mhm.
And then when he commented on that, I guess that's when like other people were like, "Oh, I don't think this is gonna stop."
Yeah.
And so that's what kind of brought people to it, and they're like, "Oh, so this is like legit."
Mhm.
And I mean, that's when I kind of decided that it was going to be like legit.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know how long I was going to go before he commented on that, and then when he did, I made the decision that it was going to go on as long as
It needed
he
to.
allows it to.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
that is definitely the one that kind of kickstarted everything.
Yeah. So, what was it like growing that fast and like bringing in all of these people that were like rooting you on for this?
It was a little kind of overwhelming at first, you could say. I mean, at
Yeah.
this point, it wasn't that I was bringing in a lot of people at once, but like that wasn't the beginning of me having a large audience. Well, a lot of people, kind of credit me as just being a like TikToker for Minecraft YouTubers and all of that, but like they
Yeah.
don't realize that I had 100,000 followers before I started the chain.
Mm-hmm.
So it was more just kind of the stress of bringing in a whole new like category of
Yes.
people.
Type of
Like
audience.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I was bringing in this like these different types of people. There were and it was great because like the people who were following me before were the ones who were following me from like when I was like a transition account and all of
Mm-hmm.
that. And now like from that video, I'm bringing in people who are like interested in the same stuff I'm interested in. And they're like rooting me on and cheering me on. And while it was overwhelming at first, I'm very thankful for all of the people. They are very supportive and it just kind of it was it's hard to explain
Mm-hmm.
kind of like how it feels
I
with
mean,
all of
I think
that.
the
Like,
easiest way would just be like surreal. Like I know for
yeah,
me
that's
personally, that's like how it was. Just like,
yeah, I feel like we're gonna use that word a lot.
yeah, I mean, I think it's a good word to use.
It is a good word. It is quite surreal
Surreal.
because like up until then, you're sitting there thinking you're like all of these people are here for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and there's always that thought of like what's so special about me?
Oh yes, I get
Like
that all of the time.
what did all of these, hundreds of thousands of people see in me that
Mm-hmm.
made them decide to stick around?
Yeah, no, I totally get that. And like with that, do you like feel a lot of like pressure or like anxiety when it comes to that?
There's definitely there yes and no.
Mm-hmm.
There's, with any sort of content creation, there's always that pressure of like I have to make good content or no one will watch it and
Mm-hmm.
I need people to watch it so that I can continue to grow and so that I won't, fall off.
Yeah.
And like not only do you have to, make good quality content that people will enjoy, but you have to stress over, did I accidentally say something wrong? Is what I'm posting, is this gonna offend somebody?
Mm-hmm.
Am I gonna make a mistake that'll end it all?
Yeah.
Um, and then just like there's a lot of little kind of anxieties that go along with it. And I definitely do feel a lot of that. I think one of my biggest anxieties was streaming when I first
Mm-hmm.
started streaming. Because, I bought this PC
Yeah.
to stream and to be able to like make YouTube videos and all of that because I wanted to migrate kind of off of TikTok.
Yeah, I
Not
get that.
completely, but just kind of like expand into
Oh, for sure, yeah.
other platforms and kind of like see where it got me.
Mm-hmm.
And I bought this PC for that. And for probably about 2 months, it just sat here.
Mm-hmm.
Like I couldn't even bring myself to sit down and turn on the computer
Yeah.
because I was scared that I would, I would go live and no one would watch.
Mm-hmm.
Like what if people only wanted me for my TikToks? Like what if they were only here for the chain? It's
Yeah.
just kind of that fear that people don't actually support
You
you
as
as a
like,
creator,
mm-hmm.
but only for like your content about other people.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
No,
That's
for
kind of a
sure.
confusing sentence.
I totally got what you mean. I think
But
for you in particular, what I've noticed, just because I have like followed you since like day 20-ish, somewhere around there, when your hate comments are different, it's not people discrediting you as a content creator because of like what you make, but because it's attached to MCYTs.
yeah, that is a very good observation. I've
Mm-hmm.
I've been like looking for a way to kind of describe that.
Yeah.
It's
Uh,
like the hate isn't because of the kind of like what specifically is in the video.
yeah.
People just see that I post about Minecraft YouTubers
And
and
they're
immediately
automatically
get this
like,
assumption.
you're just
And
like
and
another like dream stan or whatever. Like, I
yeah,
feel
and
like,
and that gets very frustrating
oh, I
because
could
like
imagine.
even scrolling through my page now, like yes, I post about the Dream SMP and Minecraft YouTubers,
But it's
but
not your only thing.
yeah, I post about that maybe 40% of the time. Like
Mm-hmm.
most of my stuff isn't about that. Like it can be related to it and I have the paintings in the background and all of that, but like
Mm-hmm.
I'll post transitions and I'll post videos about, my struggles with, confidence and,
Mm-hmm.
all of that. It's not all about Minecraft YouTubers, but
Yeah.
because there is the occasional one that is about that, I've been deemed a fan page.
Mm-hmm. And I know your username, you had to change it because you had in it.
Yes, yes, I did. That was
Yes.
I And even like the story behind why like in it was in my username, people, well, yes, I did like take inspiration from Tommy on putting in it in my username. I didn't put it in my username to be like a fan page.
Yeah.
My username was your fave white boy for a long time. And then I saw when I started watching Tommy, I was just like I would say his username out loud. I was like in it. I was like that just sounds funny at the end of
Yeah.
literally any name or
Oh,
any
for
word.
sure.
And I was like that sounds funny at the end of my username because it makes it a question. So I
No, for
added it to
sure.
my username. I was like people will see this. It'll be funny and they'll also, it'll help them know that I, am interested in that stuff. Maybe help me
Hmm.
find these, these type of people, like bring in this fandom.
Yeah, for sure,
And
for
then
sure.
I had that as my username for a long time. And once I started kind of growing really, really quickly and kind of decided I wanted to move into other platforms and start streaming and all of that,
Hmm.
I kind of, from the assumption that my username made me a fan page, I needed to change it in order to kind of embrace my own brand.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what to change it to for a while. I
Hmm.
was like I was like, what if I change it and nobody like wants to watch my stuff anymore? What if I change it and people can't find me anymore? Like
Hmm.
everybody knew me by that username.
Hmm.
But then I changed it to um your fave Hannah Kate, and that stuck pretty well, I'd say.
Hmm.
So
Yes, I would say it works.
I'd say it worked. Well, it was a very stressful process kind of going through that and
Hmm.
deciding to change my username. I'm happy I did. That
Hmm.
definitely helped with the people kind of starting to see me as my own creator who also is a fan of Minecraft YouTubers.
Hmm. See, I personally, like, whenever anyone comes into my chat, I always try and, like, avoid, because people always compared me to Rambu. Because, like,
Yes.
the
With the
black and white,
faceless.
yes, I'm faceless. My whole thing is, like, black and white. Like, those are just my favorite, like, color combo. I
Yeah,
happen to
it's
be
a very
tall.
nice color
Like,
combo.
it is. But it's,
Like you
like,
don't have to relate it to Rambo.
mhm.
It just looks pretty.
It does, it does. But I always have to like avoid like talking about that because for a while people would always call me, "Oh, you're just female Rambu," and it's like
Yeah.
that's not what I want to be. I want to be. I don't want to be the female anyone. I want to be the first Averioli. Like
Yeah.
so, it's just I kind of get what you mean with that. It's like,
So for a while, people, they would when my username was your fave white boy in it, I was oftentimes I was very often compared to Tommy
mm-hmm,
because of the username. But I was also just frequently people would only refer to me as that Rambu dance chain girl.
yeah,
That was it. Like that's how people knew me.
mm-hmm.
And
You are so much more than just like the one thing you're a part of or happen to make.
yeah, I'm like I post about the dance chain once a day.
Mm-hmm,
And I didn't want to be known as that person doing that dance chain. Like I'm Hannah Kate. Like I didn't want to be it's hard to kind of like explain what I'm thinking in my head. I'm trying to
mm-hmm,
like put it in a sentence. Instead of being like, oh, the person doing the dance chain is Hannah Kate, I want to be Hannah Kate is the one doing the dance chain.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
If that makes any
No, for
sense. Like I
sure.
don't want
Like
to be
you're
the side character of the person doing the dance chain.
hmm you are your
Like
own person. You're not the
I
dance chain. You're your own person. And I feel
yes, I
like
am my own
people
person who happens to be doing this dance chain,
yes,
not the other way around.
I feel like people oftentimes forget that like there is a person behind the face. Like
Yes.
obviously like faceless,
And
like not
especially
the
in
right
like
terms, but
in your case especially, I feel
hmm
like there's a person behind the mask.
yeah. I mean,
And
that's what the point of the mask is.
that's what
The amount
that's
of
what
times I've made that pun, it's awful.
that's that is that's what the point of the mask is, guys.
Yeah, it's what the point of the
Boom,
mask
cut.
is.
I
That's
think we're
it.
done. I think we can end it there.
Yep, in podcast.
End episode. We've found the point of the mask.
Yes, the point of the mask is. Find out in the next episode.
Find out in the next episode. Stick around and see what happens.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, it's people tend to, as soon as you start posting about that, you're grouped in.
Yeah.
Like you're put in that group. And while I'm fine with being put in the group of, I'm a streamer, I make content about video games, yada yada, I will not be put in the group of fan page because that's not what I am.
For sure. Yeah, I totally get that.
It's a frustration for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I had to change up my whole outfit type of thing that I would wear, because I even in daily life I wear black and white, but now I try to avoid that because I immediately will get oh, female Rambu. I did a cooking stream once and I posted a clip of it on TikTok and people were like, wow, everyone's trying to be a Rambu wannabe now, and it's it's so frustrating.
Why do people say that?
It's do you know how many people do cooking streams?
Yeah, exactly. So many people do cooking streams.
And just because the top creators are doing it doesn't mean we are trying to be them.
It's just
no, I totally get that.
And even going off of the people, if you do anything that a bigger creator has done, it's instantly put as copying.
Oh, for sure.
But only not for everyone though. I
feel women, girls, femme presenting people just in general have a harder time because just because of the fan base in itself.
That is definitely that makes me so frustrated.
I know. It's whenever I see top Twitch stats of the month, it's always men. And
it's I think we need some more women and some more kind of femme presenting people.
We do. I agree.
Don't get me wrong, I love all of the top streamers.
Oh, I do too. I have absolutely nothing against them. I think they're great. Many of them inspired me to start streaming. So it's
yes. So saying that we need more kind of femme presenting people in those top streamers isn't me trying to tear down.
Yeah, and it's not a saying we need less of anyone. I think everyone brings their own thing into the Minecraft community, because I think the Minecraft community in itself is so different than any other video game.
It's so broad.
It is. You get so many types of people, and it's amazing.
You can't necessarily group the Minecraft community into a specific type of person you can.
Oh, for sure.
Any other game. There's a lot of other games that you can be oh, this type of person plays this game. But for Minecraft, I feel you can't, because it's such a huge variety.
Oh, for sure.
You've got little kids and grown adults and just all sorts of ages, all sorts of genders. It's so broad. But the top streamers still end up being majority males. And I don't think that is necessarily something to do with the streamers themselves. That's more just a society thing.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think in any career, or I guess this streaming is a career if you are fortunate enough to make it one. Yeah. But men have it easier, and I hate to be that person, but it is so true.
It is. It's so unfortunately true. It's so frustrating that it is true, but it is.
And it's one of those truths you don't want to talk about.
Harder. There's so many and I don't even like to say oh, I have to work harder because of this and this and this, but it's unfortunate that there's a lot more effort that usually has to be put in from a female or femme presenting person's trying to make it in that field.
For sure.
Or just kind of fields like that. I'm a senior in high school, right? I'm going to college next year. and I am planning on, going to major in computer science with a focus in game design,
Mm-hmm.
a very male-dominated
Oh yeah.
industry.
Mm-hmm.
And oh, this got on my nerves. I toured a college the other day, and I sat down with the head of the computer science department, and I was in our conversation, they made a point to tell me that there's not a lot of women in the field.
Oh my God.
And now one, I'm sitting there like, oh, who's gonna tell them that I don't identify as a woman?
Yeah.
But that's besides the point.
Mm-hmm.
Just like made a point to make that known, and made a point to tell me that, their school is fortunate enough to have like a decent percent of women studying computer science. And I want to say that they said they had one of the best percentages of like male to female ratio in the program in like the country, or like it was one of the top ones.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, the percentage of women was like 10%.
Really?
Yeah, I want
That's
to say they said
crazy.
10 or 13%. And that's one of the top.
That's insane.
It's crazy. Like that's one of the top, but that's so low.
It is. That's wow, I didn't even know that. That's crazy.
It's it's that kind of boggled my mind. Like I knew that the industry was kind of like that, but when this person said that out loud, that's
Mm-hmm.
when it kind of hit me. I was like, "Oh, like
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of messed up."
Yeah, for sure.
To kind of bring it back to the
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of streaming side of it, like I wonder how, like if that percentage is like around the same or even lower,
yeah.
like on
Mm-hmm.
Twitch.
I mean, I
I'm
would
sure
assume
I'm
so.
sure it's lower.
Mm-hmm. Like, if we take just the top streamers, you can look at any of like the peak view counts because I will see those on like my Twitter feed every now and then. And I
Yeah.
always go to count like the women. I think the
Yeah.
most I've gotten is up to like three. And
Yeah. That's same.
it's like I like to count just to see. And
Just to see.
it's crazy. It's like wow.
It is. It is. I think that's kind of like again, like another, it's a not really hidden side
Mm-hmm.
of content creation, but at the same time it is.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's
Like
like
I
a
feel like
truth people don't want to admit.
yeah, it's like people know, like that's how it is. But like once you start content creation and you kind of experience it,
Mm-hmm.
it's sometimes it can be like a lot to handle to see that. I know some of my friends will kind of complain about that often, and you see how much harder they have to work, and it's just it's a sad truth.
Mm-hmm. To kind of like segue this, you said you're planning on going to college to study like in computer science. Are you
Yes.
going to continue with content creation through that? Or
That
is
is
school going to be like the
that
main
is the
focus?
plan.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm wanting to definitely continue with content creation. I mean, my plan as of right now is to pack up this PC and take it to college with me. Like
Mm-hmm.
I being able to continue creating content even like throughout like college and that continued education, like that means a lot to me. Like this is something that I don't think I could give up.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know that, college is important and all of that, but like I don't think I could just like give up content creation.
Mm-hmm. It's like
So,
once you get a taste of it, it's like everything you'd imagine it to be. But
yeah.
it's fun. It's a lot of work, but it's so much fun.
Yes, it is a lot of work. It's a lot more work than people
Oh yes, for
think.
sure.
It's a lot more work than I thought when I first started out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally get that. What were you like
But
expecting going into content creation?
I, ooh,
Or I guess when you started, did you start as a transition account?
I, and when I first started kind of blowing up on TikTok, I did post mainly transitions. I
Mm-hmm.
was really just kind of an everything TikToker. Like I made transition videos. I tried to be funny sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of whatever. And it was really just kind of for fun. And it
Mm-hmm.
again wasn't really until the success from the dance chain and I kind of started getting a taste of that community more and kind of like seeing how these people supported me when I was like, okay, this is something that I like really enjoy. This is something that I could do.
Mm-hmm.
And again, like taking a lot of inspiration from like the top streamers and everything and the Dream SMP specifically, seeing what they were doing. I was like, I want to do that.
Mm-hmm. No, that's definitely like what got me into content creation because it's always been like a dream of mine. Like growing up, I would make like or record YouTube videos on my
Oh,
like
me too. Me
the
too.
camera like installed into like my family computer. Like like things like that. Like I started this young and I was like this is what I've always wanted to do. I would take like acting classes and things like that because I was like, "Oh, actress." And then I was like, I can just do this from home, get into like YouTube.
Yeah.
Um and that's just like what I've always wanted to do. And then I kind of fell out of that cuz I was like, okay, I've kind of got to start like picking a career path and like the real world started like weighing down. And that's when I
Yeah.
turned back to Minecraft because I was like, I kind of need something fun to like
Yeah,
have.
something to kind of like pass the time is a little
Hmm.
kind of
Yeah. And then you see
pastime.
like Tommy, Tebo, Rambu, like they are all like very young and not very young, but like when you see a lot of content creators like what like
You picture them
17,
being in like
18,
mid 20s.
yeah, like
Like 16, 17, 18 is considered young.
mhm. I was like, oh, this is something I could get into. And then I was like, I one day I just went for it, and it kind of worked out a little bit.
Yeah, I'd say so. But yeah, I like how you mentioned that it was something you wanted to do since you were young.
Hmm.
I kind of like same here, but I didn't really realize it.
Hmm.
And like that sounds really like confusing, but
Oh
like
no,
as
I
a
get what
as
you
a
mean.
kid,
Yeah.
I made all the like homemade music videos on Video Star, and
Oh my gosh, yes,
I
video
was looking up
star.
how to gain followers and how to make
Hmm.
YouTube videos, but I never really thought of it as being something that I could like really get into or do as a career because it just seemed so impossible.
Hmm. Yeah, I
It
get
it
that.
it seemed like, oh, like I struggled with self-confidence a lot as a child, so it was oftentimes a like I'm not special enough
Hmm.
to make it like that. Like I don't have that special thing that all these people have.
Hmm.
And then, I started getting the success on TikTok and getting a little taste of it. And I was like, oh, this is something that I enjoy. This is something that I've enjoyed since I was a child. Like I've always been doing this.
Hmm.
And it didn't seem so impossible anymore.
Yeah, for sure. Would you ever consider full-time content creation?
Oh, absolutely.
Hmm.
Like that, if if I can like end up being blessed enough to be able to pursue content creation full time, I will take that opportunity in a heartbeat.
Hmm.
Like this is something that I like absolutely would want to do full time, and that's kind of like what I'm working towards is being able to do this full time. Right
Hmm.
now I'm in a point where, I'm not really streaming as much. I'm trying to, make it through the last year of high school, but
Hmm.
I'm like working on kind of building with like what I have. I'm learning how to like edit videos well, and I'm buying some like gear and stuff. I bought a green screen the other day.
Oh, nice.
I'm trying to step up my game so that as soon
Yes.
as I like can and like have the time to and the like ability to, I can just like go all in
Hmm.
and really like I'm already putting like most of my time and effort into this.
Hmm.
But while school is a little bit of a hindrance, I definitely see this being something that I would want to do full time.
Hmm. All right, one last question. Have you
All
ever
right.
been recognized by a fan in public?
Oh, this is a good one. All right. So, yes,
Yes.
is the short answer.
Short
But,
answer.
I'm sure we want to hear the story
Oh,
about
of course.
it.
I'm invested. I'd love to know the story.
I have been recognized, I want to say 5 or 6 times in public now.
Mm-hmm.
And the first time I was at work.
Mm-hmm.
And I worked in retail. I've recently quit that job, but I worked in retail. And I was just like running around the store, going to hang up clothes.
Mm-hmm.
This person walks up to me and is like, "Oh my gosh, like are you from TikTok?" I was like, "Yeah, I am." And they're like, "I love your content. Like, keep it up." And that was it. That was the first interaction. And
That's
I remember
crazy.
just walking back to the break room. Like, I put all the clothes down and walked back to the break room and just had to like sit down and process what had just happened.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, there's no way that actually just happened.
Mm-hmm.
Like someone walked into this store and recognized me. Like that was crazy. There's that
Surreal.
word again. It was a surreal experience.
Mm-hmm.
It was uh I was telling all my coworkers about it all day. I was like, I just got recognized, guys. Like they just walked up to me and said hi to me. It's crazy.
I
And
love
like all my
that.
friends were freaking out about it and oh
Mm-hmm.
my God, it was crazy. But I got recognized 3 different times while at work.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I got recognized the most. One time I went shopping with my sister, kind of to our like local mall,
Yeah.
and I walked into American Eagle and kind of like made eye contact with one of the workers, and they like gasped and were like, "Oh my gosh, I love your TikToks! Like, that's so great! Like kind of like a little freak out moment."
Mm-hmm.
And that was also surreal because I was like, "Whoa!" Not only did this person recognize me, but like they had like a reaction to recognizing me.
Mm-hmm. That's
And
crazy.
then, yeah, and then the most recent time was when I went to Disney World, kind of recently, kind of like a month ago, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the first day we were there, and we went to Disney Springs, and we had been there for like maybe 20 minutes, and we're about to go into this restaurant to eat lunch, and this person walks up to me and is like, "Oh my gosh, are you Hannah Kate?" And I was like, "Yes." And then they're like, "Can I get a picture?" That was the first time someone's asked to take a picture with me.
Mm-hmm.
So that one hit me a little harder because I was like, this person likes me enough to want to take a picture with me. Like,
Yeah.
I must be doing something right.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I
And
love
then,
that.
yeah,
That's so
it's definitely
sweet.
like a nerve-wracking experience, but like
Mm-hmm.
it's like really sweet to know that these people like care about you and like kind of like care about you and your content and enjoy like what you put out there enough to like say hi to you in public.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, the person posted the picture that we took the other day to their Instagram story, and that made me so happy. I saw it. I was like, "Oh my gosh, like that was such a great moment."
Oh, I loved that. Wait, that's so sweet. Oh.
It was so sweet. It was
Oh.
so sweet. And that person was so nice too.
Mm-hmm. That wraps up episode 2.
Gosh, episode 2, the
Yeah.
greatest podcast ever.
Yes. Where can people find you on the
Um,
internets?
People can find me on TikTok at your.fave.hannahkate. There's 2 H's at the end of the Hannah. And then on Twitch, twitch.tv/HannahKate. Again, 2 H's at the end of the Hannah. That part always trips people up.
Mm-hmm.
HANNAHH. Gotta
Yes.
add the second H.
Just,
Spice things up for you.
yeah. Awesome. Yes. Well, thank you so much for being here. I really had a lot of fun.
Had fun too. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.